This video is not affiliated with, endorsed by, or sponsored by the National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence, ASE. It is created solely for educational purposes to help viewers expand their automotive knowledge and prepare for ASE-style topics. For official information, study materials, and certification details, please refer directly to ASE.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something really helpful lined up for you. 50 practice multiple-choice questions to test your knowledge and help you study smarter. Whether you're brushing up for an exam, preparing for a certification, or just wanting to strengthen your automotive skills, this video is designed to guide you step by step. Grab a notebook, follow along, and see how many you can get right. Let's dive in and start learning together.
What is the most likely cause of a knocking sound during light acceleration that disappears at steady speed? A. Piston slap. B. Spark knock. C. Main bearing failure. D. Worn valve lifter. Answer: B. Spark knock, detonation. Explanation: detonation occurs under light load or acceleration due to overly advanced timing or low-octane fuel. It disappears when throttle or RPM stabilize. 2. What will a vacuum gauge reading of 0 during cranking indicate? A. Normal condition. B. Leaking head gasket or broken timing belt. C. Dirty air filter. D. Weak valve springs. Answer: B. Leaking head gasket or broken timing belt. Explanation: a 0 vacuum reading means no intake stroke vacuum, usually because valves aren't opening or closing properly, timing failure. 3. Oil pressure drops suddenly while driving, but the engine doesn't make noise. What's the likely cause? A. Failed oil pump. B. Faulty oil pressure sending unit. C. Blown head gasket. D. Clogged PCV valve. Answer: B. Faulty oil pressure sending unit. Explanation: if the warning light activates but there's no noise or heat, the sender or wiring is likely faulty. 4. A vehicle exhibits high oil pressure after startup that drops to normal once warm. This indicates A. Stuck open thermostat. B. Worn bearings. C. Normal oil behavior. D. Weak oil pump. Answer: C. Normal oil behavior. Explanation: cold oil is thick, increasing pressure. As it warms and thins, pressure stabilizes. 5. Which component is responsible for transferring heat from combustion to coolant? A. Cylinder head and walls. B. Piston rings. C. Oil control ring. D. Timing chain. Answer: A. Cylinder head and walls. Explanation: these absorb combustion heat and transfer it to coolant flowing through internal passages.
6. A broken piston ring will cause A. High compression. B. Low compression and blow-by. C. High oil pressure. Or D. Fuel in the oil. Answer: B. Low compression and blow-by. Explanation: broken rings reduce sealing, allowing combustion gases to escape into the crankcase. 7. Technician A says an oil pump draws oil from the pan. Technician B says it's driven by the crankshaft or camshaft. Who is correct? A. Technician A only. B. Technician B only. C. Both A and B. Or D. Neither. Answer: C. Both A and B. Explanation: oil pumps are usually driven by the camshaft or crankshaft and draw oil from the pan through the pickup screen. 8. What is the primary function of the camshaft in an engine? A. Control ignition timing. B. control valve timing and lift, C. reduce friction in the crankshaft, or D. pressurize the oil system? Answer B. Control valve timing and lift. Explanation. The camshaft opens and closes the intake and exhaust valves at precise intervals. 9. What can cause an engine to crank but not start after a rebuild? A. Incorrect camshaft timing. B. Weak fuel pump. C. Dirty air filter. Or D. Overfilled coolant. Answer A. Incorrect camshaft timing. Explanation. If timing marks were aligned incorrectly, valve and ignition events occur out of sync, preventing combustion. 10. What does a glowing red exhaust manifold usually indicate? A. Overheating from retarded ignition timing. B. Excess fuel mixture. C. Faulty O2 sensor. Or D. Stuck open thermostat. Answer A. Overheating from retarded ignition timing. Explanation. Late combustion continues as gases exit, overheating the exhaust manifold.
11. Which of the following can cause a lean condition? A. Vacuum leak. B. Stuck closed thermostat. C. Weak valve springs. D. Clogged catalytic converter. Answer. A. Vacuum leak. Explanation. Extra unmetered air enters the intake, diluting the fuel mixture. 12. Excessive crankshaft end play may cause A. Oil leak at rear main seal. B. Valve float. C. High oil pressure. D. Fuel pressure drop. Answer. A. Oil leak at rear main seal. Explanation. Too much crankshaft movement wears seals, causing leaks or clutch misalignment. 13. Which test measures an engine's ability to seal combustion pressure? A. Compression test. B. Fuel pressure test. C. Oil pressure test. D. Charging system test. Answer. A. Compression test. Explanation. It measures the cylinder's ability to hold pressure during cranking. 14. A high reading on a compression test can be caused by A. Carbon buildup in combustion chamber. B. Weak valve springs. C. Low battery voltage. D. Lean air-fuel mixture. Answer. A. Carbon buildup in combustion chamber. Explanation. Deposits reduce chamber volume, increasing compression ratio. 15. A car shows bubbles in the coolant reservoir after startup. What is the likely cause? A. Blown head gasket. B. Stuck open thermostat. C. Weak water pump. D. Dirty coolant. Answer. A. Blown head gasket. Explanation. Combustion gases leaking into the cooling system cause bubbling. 16. What is the most common symptom of worn valve guides? A. Blue smoke on startup. B. White smoke on deceleration. C. High oil pressure. D. Black smoke during acceleration. Answer. A. Blue smoke on startup. Explanation. Oil seeps past worn guides overnight and burns on startup. 17. Technician A says high oil pressure can damage seals. Technician B says low oil pressure can starve bearings. Who is correct? A. Technician A only. B. Technician B only. C. Both. D. Neither. Answer. C. Both. Explanation. Both extremes can cause engine damage. Seals blow under high pressure, bearings fail under low pressure. 18. A vehicle has high oil consumption but no visible smoke. What should be checked first? A. PCV system. B. Exhaust gasket.
C. Valve lash. D. Fuel pressure. Answer: A. PCV system. Explanation: a stuck PCV valve can pull oil vapor into the intake manifold. 19. A burnt exhaust valve will cause A. Backfiring in the exhaust. B. High oil pressure. C. Fuel in the oil. D. Overheating. Answer: A. Backfiring in the exhaust. Explanation: hot gases escaping past a leaking exhaust valve ignite residual mixture in the exhaust manifold. 20. What can cause a fluctuating oil pressure reading? A. Air in the oil pickup. B. Coolant leak. C. Lean fuel mixture. D. Timing chain stretch. Answer: A. Air in the oil pickup. Explanation: aeration from a loose pickup or low oil level causes erratic pressure.
21. What component synchronizes the crankshaft and camshaft? A. Timing belt or chain. B. Oil pump drive gear. C. Harmonic balancer. D. Flywheel. Answer: A. Timing belt or chain. Explanation: it maintains valve timing relative to piston position. 22. What would happen if cylinder head bolts are torqued unevenly? A. Head gasket failure. B. High oil pressure. C. Oil foaming. D. Valve float. Answer: A. Head gasket failure. Explanation: uneven torque causes warping or poor sealing, leading to leaks. 23. What is the main cause of oil pump failure? A. Contaminants or debris in the oil. B. Overfilled oil pan. C. High oil viscosity. D. Stuck thermostat. Answer: A. Contaminants or debris in the oil. Explanation: dirt and sludge can score gears and reduce pump efficiency. 24. If a cylinder misfires only under load, what is the most likely cause? A. Weak ignition coil. B. Rich fuel mixture. C. Lean mixture. D. Incorrect valve lash. Answer: A. Weak ignition coil. Explanation: weak coils fail under higher voltage demand when cylinder pressure rises. 25. Excessive engine vibration at all speeds can be caused by A. Broken motor mount or unbalanced crankshaft. B. Dirty fuel injectors. C. Worn valve seals. D. Faulty thermostat. Answer: A. Broken motor mount or unbalanced crankshaft. Explanation: vibration often results from mechanical imbalance or failed mounts.
26. What condition will cause a whistling noise from the engine bay at idle? A. Vacuum leak at intake gasket or hose. B. Blown head gasket. C. Weak valve spring. D. Rich air fuel mixture. Answer: A. Vacuum leak at intake gasket or hose. Explanation: unmetered air entering through a leak causes a high-pitched whistle and a lean condition at idle. 27. What is the most likely result of a restricted oil passage in the cylinder head? A. Excessive valve train noise. B. High oil pressure. C. Low fuel pressure. D. Overheating. Answer: A. Excessive valvetrain noise. Explanation: restricted oil flow prevents proper lubrication to lifters and rocker arms, causing tapping or clattering noises. 28. What happens if an engine overheats severely? A. Warped cylinder head. B. Higher oil pressure. C. Faster combustion. D. Spark plug fouling. Answer: A. Warped cylinder head. Explanation: extreme heat expands and distorts the head, often leading to gasket failure or coolant leaks. 29. A newly rebuilt engine shows low oil pressure at idle but normal at higher RPM. What is the likely cause? A. Worn bearings. B. Weak oil pump spring. C. Too much oil clearance at bearings. D. Low oil level. Answer: C. Too much oil clearance at bearings. Explanation: oversized bearing clearances allow pressure to drop at idle even with a new pump. 30. Which component prevents oil from draining out of the filter when the engine is off? A. Anti-drainback valve. B. Bypass valve. C. Pressure relief valve. D. Check valve in pickup tube. Answer: A. Anti-drainback valve. Explanation: it keeps oil inside the filter for faster pressure buildup at startup.
31. What will a broken valve spring cause? A. Valve float and misfire. B. Increased compression. C. High oil pressure. D. Oil contamination. Answer: A. Valve float and misfire. Explanation: a broken spring can't keep the valve closed, resulting in erratic valve motion and misfire. 32. What is the most common cause of an engine misfire at idle that smooths out at higher speed? A. Vacuum leak. B. Weak ignition coil. C. Faulty oxygen sensor. D. Worn piston rings. Answer: A. Vacuum leak. Explanation: the unmetered air disturbs the idle mixture but becomes negligible at higher RPMs. 33. What happens if piston rings are installed upside down? A. High oil consumption and low compression. B. High oil pressure. C. Excessive blow-by. D. Overheating. Answer: A. High oil consumption and low compression. Explanation: ring design relies on taper and scraping direction. Reversed rings fail to seal and control oil. 34. What would cause a deep knocking sound that worsens with load but disappears when spark plug is disconnected? A. Rod bearing failure. B. Main bearing wear. C. Valve lash noise. D. Exhaust leak. Answer: A. Rod bearing failure. Explanation: disconnecting spark reduces cylinder pressure, silencing the knock, classic rod bearing symptom. 35. What would cause a slow, rhythmic puff sound from the tailpipe at idle? A. Burned exhaust valve. B. Loose timing chain. C. Blown head gasket. D. PCV blockage. Answer: A. Burned exhaust valve. Explanation: a valve that doesn't seal allows combustion gases to escape unevenly through the exhaust. 36. What tool checks for cylinder taper or out of round? A. Dial bore gauge. B. Feeler gauge. C. Micrometer. D. Straight edge. Answer: A. Dial bore gauge. Explanation: this precision gauge measures bore diameter variation along the cylinder. 37.
What is the function of the oil pressure relief valve? A. Bypass excess oil to prevent system overpressure. B. Return oil to the pickup tube. C. Reduce oil temperature. D. Lubricate cam bearings. Answer: A. Bypass excess oil to prevent system overpressure. Explanation: it protects seals and components by opening when pressure exceeds spec. 38. A high vacuum reading at idle that drops sharply when the throttle opens indicates A. Normal operation, B. Weak valve springs, C. Blocked exhaust, D. Burned valve. Answer: A. Normal operation. Explanation: vacuum is highest at closed throttle and decreases as the throttle opens, a normal pattern. 39. What condition can cause engine oil to foam? A. Overfilled oil level or aeration. B. Low oil level. C. Thin oil viscosity. D. Cold ambient temperature. Answer: A. Overfilled oil level or aeration. Explanation: the crankshaft whips excess oil, mixing air and causing foaming that reduces lubrication. 40. What would happen if cylinder head bolts are not tightened in the correct sequence? A. Warped head and gasket leaks. B. High oil pressure. C. Valve float. D. Rough idle. Answer: A. Warped head and gasket leaks. Explanation: uneven torque causes head distortion leading to coolant or compression leaks.
41. Which of these would cause white exhaust smoke that disappears after warm-up? A. Condensation in the exhaust. B. Burned head gasket. C. Rich fuel mixture. Or D. Worn valve seals. Answer: A. Condensation in the exhaust. Explanation: steam from condensation burns off as the exhaust heats up, normal on cold starts. 42. What is the most likely cause of oil on spark plugs? A. Worn valve seals or piston rings. B. Overfilled fuel injectors. C. Rich mixture. Or D. Faulty coil. Answer: A. Worn valve seals or piston rings. Explanation: oil enters the combustion chamber and coats the plugs, causing misfire or fouling. 43. What happens if the oil filter bypass valve is stuck closed? A. Oil starvation and filter rupture. B. High oil pressure. C. Increased bearing wear. Or D. Oil foaming. Answer: A. Oil starvation and filter rupture. Explanation: pressure builds up behind a blocked filter, starving the engine and possibly rupturing the filter housing. 44. Which of the following will cause coolant and oil to mix? A. Blown head gasket. B. Bad thermostat. C. Leaking valve seals. Or D. Weak radiator cap. Answer: A. Blown head gasket. Explanation: a head gasket breach between oil and coolant passages allows fluids to mix. 45. Which condition can cause piston slap? A. Excess piston to wall clearance. B. Tight bearings. C. High oil pressure. Or D. Weak valve springs. Answer: A. Excess piston to wall clearance. Explanation: when clearance is too large, the piston rocks in the bore, producing a knocking noise at cold start.
46. What tool measures crankshaft runout? A. Dial indicator. B. Micrometer. C. Feeler gauge. D. Bore gauge. Answer: A. Dial indicator. Explanation: a dial indicator measures the amount the crankshaft deviates from true rotation. 47. A vacuum gauge shows a low, steady reading at idle. What does this indicate? A. Late valve timing or worn rings. B. Burned valve. C. Misfire. D. Leaking intake gasket. Answer: A. Late valve timing or worn rings. Explanation: a uniformly low vacuum reading usually means internal wear or retarded cam timing. 48. What is the purpose of the crankcase ventilation system? A. Remove blow-by gases and reduce internal pressure. B. Keep oil from foaming. C. Control coolant temperature. D. Maintain crankshaft speed. Answer: A. Remove blow-by gases and reduce internal pressure. Explanation: the PCV system routes combustion gases back into the intake to be reburned, preventing oil contamination and pressure buildup. 49. What will cause an engine to overheat even though the coolant level is full? A. Faulty thermostat or restricted radiator. B. Oil level too low. C. Overfilled crankcase. D. Bad PCV valve. Answer: A. Faulty thermostat or restricted radiator. Explanation: these prevent proper coolant flow and heat dissipation. 50. A customer reports poor fuel economy and sluggish performance. The engine has low compression across all cylinders. What's the likely cause? A. Worn piston rings or cam timing error. B. Dirty throttle body. C. Bad injector. D. Blown head gasket in one cylinder. Answer: A. Worn piston rings or cam timing error. Explanation: a uniform low compression suggests overall wear or timing issues rather than localized faults.
Thanks so much for studying with us today. I hope these practice questions helped boost your confidence and sharpen your skills. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next study session. You can click the links on screen right now to watch another study video and keep your learning going. I'll see you over there.